another exciting episode of the Million Dollar Peddlers. I'm Paper Guy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
And it is Saturday. This is a day with bolos, and I see we both brought a lot of noise over here.
Yeah.
Anybody new to the channel, a bolo means be on the lookout for. So what we try to do is we try to bring you highlights from the past week of sales. These are things that actually sold, and want to give you a little bit of a deep dive into why they sold, what to look for when you're out there, hopefully to help you when you're out searching. And why don't you help away, Mr. Magazine?
All right, we have a creature from the Black Lagoon Sideshow Universal Monsters 1/4 scale figure numbered out of 1,500, and I took a $1,100 offer on this. It's gigantic. I bought a big collection of these types of things. I'm not into them. I just kept the Batman ones for myself, but it's very cool if you're into that type of stuff. And for $1,100, you can't beat it.
How did you ship that? That looks scary to ship.
Yeah, well, it's in the original box, so it's got the
okay.
styrofoam, and then I think we even had the mailer brown box, and we're going to double box it and obviously insure it. So it should be good.
I understand it's 1/4 scale, but how big is it?
I would say almost 2 feet.
That's it?
Yeah, with the arm, yeah, but with the base
Oh,
and
okay.
extended arm, I would say a couple feet.
Oh, that's not that bad. Okay,
Yeah,
I guess for
it's
some
pretty
reason.
good,
All right, so it's not a 1/4 scale Godzilla.
No, correct. Yeah,
That
exactly
might be
right.
really,
Yeah,
really
that's-
big.
yeah, right.
Okay,
Yeah.
my bad. I didn't know how big the creature from Black Lagoon is.
Yeah, yeah. Or Danny DeVito, like a 1/4 scale Danny DeVito is going to be smaller than a 1/4 scale Godzilla. It only makes sense.
That does make sense, yeah. That'd be like one of those Smurfs, right? I didn't say that.
Exactly. Jeez.
But and this is something when you're out there. Universal monsters are always very, very hot. Anything of theirs is. Oh, that's the box.
Yep.
That's very cool.
Yeah, very cool artwork. Yeah.
Yeah. So anything creature and isn't there that one? I'll give you another quick little bolo. Isn't it is it a Popular Mechanics or a Popular Science that has creature from Black Lagoon?
I think Mechanics. Yeah.
On the cover, correct?
Yep, you got it.
And that sells all the time, very, very fast. So if you do happen to see that out. Generally, I stay away from Popular Mechanics, but I look for that issue. And if you can pick that up for $1, you'll sell it fairly quickly for 25 bucks, no doubt.
I'll buy that for $1.
There you go.
Next up, more pocket cars from the collection. There's a Winnebago motorhome, 1976 Tommy, and I got the $50 out of it. Pretty cool.
Yeah, and we were talking in some other videos as well. Just that these were not the hottest thing in the world.
No.
Back in the day.
If you couldn't afford Hot Wheels and Matchbox, you bought pocket cars.
Yep, and now they're going for $50.
Yeah, 87 cents. Someone paid for that.
So if I can't afford pocket cars, what am I buying? I'm playing with rocks.
Yeah, wooden sticks. Next up, who says starting lineups are garbage? 1989 Andre Reed Buffalo Bills starting
7
lineup
bids.
figure. Yep. This was the second year, right? Or was this the second year? The 88 had the white card. So this is second year 89. It might be his first rookie piece, I guess, if you're going to call it that.
Now, if I recall right, I don't know very much about starting lineups, but weren't some of the figures national figures and some of the figures more localized?
For basketball, definitely the Utah Jazz were very hard to get. So, I don't know about other ones. There might have been some other ones, but I know for sure the basketball ones were real tough in Utah. Yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking, could I have, if I were a kid growing up in California, would I have seen very many Andre Reeds?
It might be harder, sure. Yeah.
Versus Dan Marino, I would have
Absolutely,
seen everywhere.
Yeah. All right, next up. Who says a bad listing can't sell? Starburst 1.4, which I think they meant to say Volume 1, Number 4.
Oh, that's a bad listing.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
November 1978. And there's Lou Ferrigno and the Hulk on the cover.
Star Trek?
Yeah,
War of the
Merlin,
Worlds.
Tolkien, yeah. So I don't know what this is really worth. I would have put at least $25-$30 on it. I mean, it may be slightly common title, but I got $17 on it, which is better than nothing.
Well,
plus
again,
shipping.
But again, this is a thing that sets apart from a lot of other
It was a new
channels as
lister,
well.
and we didn't give them the, listing 101 how to market some of the stuff.
But the other thing too is, and this is what makes our channel different than other channels. Other channels would bury this mistake and not bring it right up.
Right.
And you're bringing it right up for everybody to see and say, hey.
Well, not to mention, I would have put that in my collection. It doesn't say Star Wars. They're showing Star Wars, and that's probably what they bought it for, honestly. Jeez, now I got to go find one of these issues to put in my collection because I like the back cover.
There you go.
Well, maybe it'll get lost before we ship it, huh?
It's probably a long going.
Next up, 1960s, I believe, Aurora Wonder Woman pre-built painted resin. It was hand-painted by whoever bought it back in the day.
8 bids.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. The paint job's not too bad. The box is it's not the full box. It's just the cover of the box, and the instructions is there, but still went for $86.
I guess. What is that worth unassembled?
Oh, like
Okay.
yeah, a lot. Yeah, probably double that, maybe triple, and then sealed probably 500.
Okay.
Yeah, the Auroras are real popular. Universal Monsters, they did Marvel, they did DC. Yeah,
Okay. But again, you see something like that,
Yeah.
and even though it's made, it still has value.
well, in the collection, I didn't have the. It was two different boxes. The model was in one box,
Oh,
and another box with paper stuff had the card and the instructions. So
probably good that you were
yeah,
able to get
I
all
went
that.
through.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure that helped sell it a little more. All right, next up, there's a loose Hot Wheels from 1967, custom red lines, 164.
Now, what does
scale.
custom mean?
It's the title of the car.
Okay.
So there's a regular Mustang, and then people customize their Mustangs, jacked up the back like that, painted it gold like a real Mustang, and then Hot Wheels made a custom Mustang version.
Okay, but that's a legitimate Hot
yeah,
Wheels.
that's the title of the car.
Okay,
yeah.
yep.
On the bottom, you flip it. Let's see. Let's flip it over and see if they did it.
Yep.
Custom Mustang. There you have it.
Okay. Yep.
So not in the best of shape, but it did go for $39.
Well, that
Mint one could be
Yeah.
hundreds of dollars. So, yeah.
and did they do those in different colors?
Oh yeah, if you get any hot pink ones, untouchable. Probably $1,000 loose, maybe more.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. Lastly, New York Magazine, September 1973. Nora Ephron and Bobby Biggs, and that's about all I got for you. But it did sell for $46.
You know what the funny thing is?
It looks like Robert De Niro robbing a bank, but I don't know.
You know what the funny thing is?
Huh?
Who's Bobby Biggs?
Bobby Biggs.
Could that be Bobby Riggs spelled wrong?
Well, hey, let's
Given
see.
that the covers, the cover says Bobby Riggs up at the top.
Yeah. Oh, it does it? Oh, yeah. Jeez. Oh, yeah. I guess so. There we have it. See, another crappy
40
listing. I'm making a lot of money off crappy $60 right there. Two magazines.
You'd be retired if you had good listers.
Yeah. Or maybe I'd be retired if I had everything in bad listings. They're selling.
We're the only channel telling you list terribly. You'll make a lot more money that
less
way.
is more when you're listing magazines on eBay. Obviously.
Wow,
I hope there's not Star Wars on the back cover of this one too.
that's funny. All righty. I was bringing the first one up over here because people that watch my live show, including Mr. Magazine, remember when I ended up putting and I love, I forget which one of our subscribers used this, but put the band hammer on somebody because with the Courier knives, they wanted $5 and I said 10. They said, let's split the difference. How about 6?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. And then they start complaining, well, this doesn't look like it has the right borders, and they wanted pictures, and they wanted this.
Red
and,
flag heaven.
Yep, and they wanted to buy 10, but they were offering very little. So I did sell one
Who's laughing now?
for $20. Courier Knives Calendar Topper 1974, City of Washington, D.C., from the Potomac. I got $20 out of it. Courier Knives stuff is fairly common out there. I'm actually thinking that if you do pick up the calendars, it's almost worth cutting the toppers off versus selling the whole calendar. Really.
Yeah.
Because if there's, how many months in a year?
12.
And if I can get $20 a piece out of them,
$240.
I'm being Vera from Alice's
sorry.
or Mel's Diner.
I wish I could do the curly from the Three Stooges. The cash register.
So that would be $240. You're not going to get $240 out of most Courier Knives calendars from 1974.
Maybe original artwork, but
Yeah, right, exactly. So, but I wanted to bring that one up for that. The next one over here is something that took a long time to sell. Mailman Looking in Mirror Photo, Parade Studios, Cleveland, Ohio, 1940s. Now
pretty creepy. It spews creepy.
Now, part of the, there was a stamp on the back from Parade Studios. I listed it in 2008. I probably did a very perfunctionary, is that how you say it?
Sure,
Sure,
bro.
bro.
Yeah, sure.
Search on it, didn't find anything, and left it at that. Now I probably would Google Lens it because I swear he looks like he might be some kind of an actor or something like that, and I just can't place what he's from.
John Wayne Gacy without the makeup.
There you go. But I got $11 out of it. It took forever to sell. Happy to have it gone, but again, this is another poor listing. It really is. I would not have listed it this way
you
nowadays.
freed up a lot of room from what,
Well, that one
14
photo
years
makes
ago?
a difference. That one photo makes a difference. Welcome to Disneyland.
Wow.
1957, Tinkerbell Map Food Refreshment Directory. I actually did not sell it for $66.22. I sold it for $70.
Wow.
Somebody
Wow.
overseas made me an offer on it, and they paid $15 shipping.
Were there comps, or are you just guessing on this price?
I had seen it. Yeah, it's about a $50 item. Yep. So I priced it at 66 because of the free shipping. Guy overseas wanted it, offered me 70, and I said, "Fly home, Tinkerbell."
Very cool.
Yep. But when you see things like this over here, now that is early. 1957 is fairly early for Disneyland stuff over there. But very, very happy to sell that for that. So do keep your eyes open for Disneyland. Another thing to keep your eyes open for. And we did a video a long time ago that you really need to check out, except I don't know the title, so that makes it tough, about how one thing that will definitely help you out in your reselling business is learning the history of your area. And we always use the example that Cal Ripken played in Rochester, a lot of Cal Ripken stuff around. There's a lot of Buffalo Bill stuff around here. There's a lot of potentially Frederick Douglass, Susan B. Anthony.
Brooks.
Oh, yeah, Lulu, Louise Brooks, and so on around here. Who, well, obviously, if you were in the Rochester area, Lou Graham from Foreigner.
Right.
Who's the big band out of Buffalo?
Oh, the Bare Naked Ladies?
They're from Toronto or
Sorry.
Canada.
Well, it's close. I thought you meant the border.
The Goo Goo Dolls. So this is Buffalo Music Awards program in 1987. The Goo Goo Dolls in Icewater Mansion, whom I've also heard of. Again, I saw these over there, and I said, that's fairly early in the Goo Goo Dolls. I wonder if they're in there, and sure enough, they were, and it ended up selling. So I'm sure there's a picture or a thing. Yeah, they're in there. Trust me on that. Or if not, they're in there.
Right
they're
there,
one of those two.
yeah.
You see them?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, top one right there. New music. The Goo Goo Dolls.
Ramrods.
They did not sell it, I don't believe. But again, I knew the history. As soon as I saw this, I just like, oh, okay, let me buy this because I bet the Goo. I didn't even look. I was just like, the price is right, and I said, I think I can sell this. I went through it, and sure enough, the Goo Goo Dolls were in there, and it sold. So do learn your local history. Another item, Raggedy Ann and Andy wristwatch set, Bradley, 1971, case bands. Now, this is one of those that somebody reached out to me asking me for more pictures. They then reached out to me an hour later asking me for more pictures. Well, when they first reached out to me, my computer was off and I was upstairs. They reached out the second
I
time,
don't see any more pictures.
and the computer was off and I was upstairs. So finally, the next morning, I came downstairs and they'd emailed me a third time asking for more pictures. And they're like, I really am interested in this. There's a big collector of Raggedy Ann stuff. I'd really like to see the condition of the whole thing, the box of this. So I said, all right. I knew right where it was. I emailed them through eBay messages the other pictures. They immediately bought it. They received it. They said, that is brand new. The collector's going to, my collector friend's going to absolutely love it. Thank you. I'm so happy with it.
Wow.
So I don't often do things with extra pictures. That just happened to be something, because of what it was sitting on a shelf as opposed to the bottom of some box. So I could go down and grab it easily enough and show extra pictures on it. But that's what made the sale. And to get $44 out of it, I was happy with that. Yeah, it's pretty high grade. Should have gotten it graded.
Exactly.
Nice.
Nice.
Does she do anything for you? I think she's
Audrey
one of the
Hepburn?
most beautiful women
She is
ever.
good looking.
Gigi Playbill, Audrey Hepburn, and she is definitely a BOLO. Always, definitely a keyword. Everything she always sells. I picked up a pile of playbills, and this was in there. Most of the rest of them were $15 to $20 playbills. This, I think I took $45 on. She is definitely a keyword. There are some pretty hardcore collectors of her stuff. If she's in a magazine, definitely show the picture of her and mention her. You will sell it. There are pretty hardcore collectors on her. And finally, today, Wings Cigarettes, Wings of Destiny, 1940 brochure, WMAQ, Chicago, with Peggy Banning. Now, this is one of those things, and Mr. Magazine and I talk about this off air as well. This is one of those things that would not be worth it for your people to list, because I end up down rabbit holes in my research. And sure enough, it was, because there was no date in it, I don't believe, so I had to figure out, okay, what is Wings of Destiny? Obviously, that's some kind of a show. Then I picked the date up. Then I pick, I get all these different things together. What is WMAQ? What is, so I read up on the whole history in order to get $32 out of it. Happy with that, because I think I paid $50 for the whole pile of stuff that this was part of, and it's one tiny brochure, one tiny thing. But you out there, if you look at our community post, which you definitely should, you've seen this before. And I want, Mr. Magazine, do you look at our community posts?
Only when I'm sleeping.
There you go. Look at this.
Win a Piper Cub airplane.
Every week they gave away a real airplane.
Whoa. I'm thinking like a model.
That's what I thought too. So I ended up going down the rabbit hole researching it.
Yeah.
I was saying,
They must have went out of business quick.
a Piper Cub airplane, that has to be a model. You know, like I was thinking an RC or no, that is a real airplane. And I'm thinking,
What if you can't fly an airplane?
that was one of the things I'm thinking. Suddenly it's like,
What if you're underage?
hey, guess what? I got a plane parked in my front yard. And I
That would be
can't
cool.
get it out of my front yard because I can't fly.
And how do they deliver? Do they fly it to you? Is it a trailer? I mean, I want to know more about that.
There are a lot of questions we have. If anybody out there has a relative that won a Piper Cub airplane, we would like to know everything possible
There's
about
got
it.
to be a landfill somewhere with a million of these brand new under all this crap because, like, they probably bought them all to give them away and they went out of business and couldn't afford the gas to fly them. Jeez.
How insane is that?
That's awesome. It's a good thought.
Mom, guess what? I won an airplane and a pony.
Yeah.
So definitely hit the like button if you could. We are the only channel that just ends up down these rabbit holes. That's part of the fun of it. We will see you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.